Creighton, San Diego State.
Oh, here we go.
Right.
I've been waiting for this moment.
4 seconds left on the clock, tie game. The entire game has been physical throughout the entire game, and certain things didn't get called. But we always talk about this with referees, consistency in calling the games. Run the clip and tell me what you think. Goes left 2, hand on the hip, flop. Call a foul. Call a foul. I don't think this was a foul at all. You go through this game, I've seen worse not get called. You go, will they call this foul in the first 5 minutes of this game? No, but the referees love to do what? When the moment's the biggest, they love to put it in their hands and be the difference. I don't think this was a foul.
All right, here's where
foul.
I disagree.
Flop.
Here's where I disagree with you. And we've talked about on the show, y'all know me. All right, my disdain for officials, if you've ever watched a show before, me defending an official, this feels weird. All right? This feels weird, to be honest with you, being on this side of the fence. I will sit here at the top of a mountain in this chair, whatever, and scream, be consistent, be consistent. That was a blatant foul at the end. There's one thing, it's one thing if they're letting physicality go off the ball for positioning. If when you're getting guarded, and I put a picture on social media and pointed out where you can see this foul taking place. Some things are just blatant, all right? Just because you're letting the game be physical doesn't mean you let blatant fouls go. Now, this wasn't one where he was taking it up in the crowd, all right, where it's hard to see. This was literally basically at the free throw line with nobody within 3 feet of him where everybody can see it. When he went up, this is a bad play by the defender.
Yep.
The referee did not decide this game. Nembhard decided this game when he put his hand not only on his hip, grabbed his hip, and pushed him down and out as he was shooting. This man is not an X-Men. He is not an Avenger. He is not Superman. He cannot contort his body in the air to the side the way he did or somehow generate force to push him wide. This was a bad defensive play. This was a foul, and I actually want to give the official kudos for having the guts to call it in this situation in a game that was physical. Now, do I think they called a great game the whole time? No, but that's not the argument. But if we're going to sit here and say that if there's any physicality allowed, then you're able to blatantly push shooters in the air when they're moving, then we might as well just not call fouls and turn it into that sport where you wrestle your way down the court and try and make a layup.
Wasn't blatant at all. You can have a hand on the
blatant.
Wasn't blatant at all. You have a hand on the hip. He didn't push off. He didn't extend. The kid felt the hand and then fell.
Okay.
So he got the call. You run through the game. The first 5 minutes of the 7 minutes of this game, I saw a lot worse than that, and they didn't call it.
Blaine, they called fouls the whole game.
No, not to this level, not to the physicality of this.
We have got to get out of this mindset that referees are not allowed to do their job and call fouls.
No one's in that mindset. Nobody's in that mindset.
Yeah, we do. We did it in the Super Bowl. We just did in the Super Bowl. The guy is holding him. He's holding him. But we say because it's the last 2 minutes, referees aren't allowed to do their job.
No one's saying that.
And anybody can play defense, and the physicality of the game can be as rough as we want it because it's the last 2 minutes.
Consistency. That's what I want.
That is a foul.
That did not get called in the first half of this game.
You know what's wrong about it is immediately everyone's talking about, the referees can't call that foul in that moment. Why don't we tell this kid he has to play better defense? Where is he at right now? He's behind the guy. Why is he behind the guy? Because you let the dribbler get past you. At that point, you have to take your chances and hope the guy misses the shot. Not go up there and foul him where you know he's going to make one of these free throws to end the game.
Again, I'm not a scientist. Go back, run this clip back. And I wish we had the view because you can really see it when you look at the camera that's on the goal. He goes straight up to shoot this. When he goes straight up, there is no way that a human being in the air like that can then go sideways past this point. Play it. He then goes sideways.
He just landed.
It's his left hand that
He just landed. You can flop in a basketball game.
He landed outside the lane.
If that didn't get called in an Auburn game, you would burn your house to the ground.
That is a blatant lie. That is a blatant lie. This was not consistency at all. Didn't get called in the first half. And if it, even 50-50, which what it was, you don't blow your whistle. After this entire game, even if the call was 50-50, it's a tic-tac call. For y'all to come out and say that's a blatant foul is ridiculous. If anything, that's a soft foul at best. So the kid basically landed and then fell sideways.
Okay, so I can't wait for Professor X to wheel his ass into San Diego State and get an X-Men.
Basketball is one of those interesting things, though, where I would rather get my shot off and then get tackled to the ground with a really hard foul, that could affect your shot a lot less than if you barely get nicked with the ball still in your hand on your elbow, right?
Like that is true. I'd rather get hit on the hip than the arm.
Your shot can be more affected by just barely getting touched than having a hard foul. So what happened after this was more interesting with them deciding to call the game on a stopwatch rather than go off the timing of the game. That to me was more egregious than a foul.
Well, I got a problem too with like do we really know that it takes? Like, you can't get a shot off in 0.3 seconds? Like, who gets unless John Brinkus did that, I don't believe it. Who came up with it? Have we ever
get Brinkus on?
Have we ever found out, like, because, like, with the Derek Fisher rule, it's either 0.4 seconds or you can't get a shot off. Who, like, what? I never saw an experiment live on TV that
I think what they mean to say is you running the clock, you're not good enough at your job to start it.
That's another thing but I think we'll disagree there. But again, I think you can have what we believe, you can be on our side and on Blaine's side and say, I hated the game ended like that. I can still hate the way the game ended and agree that was a foul. I hate when games end on a foul or a penalty or something like that. I would love in a perfect world for Nembhard not to touch him to gone up because he missed the shot. Now, did he miss it because he got nicked on the hip a little bit? I don't know. I think these guys have made shots through contact a lot through this tournament. But I do believe that it was a foul. But that was a good best and worst, Blaine.
Thank you.
Hey, YouTube, do us a quick favor. If you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Turn that notification bell on and hit that like button. We really, really appreciate it. Love doing it. And I know you guys love watching it.